good morning to you, and thanks for joining us this day on the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. It's the 23rd day of February 2026. Wherever you are, whatever condition you find yourself, there's every reason to say thank you. Some say we should say thank you because we are not in the hospital. We are not facing one condition or the other. For as long as you're alive, no matter what condition you're facing, you should say thank God. And where there is life, there is hope. That's what we always say. So let's go to the headlines, because this is front page review. We go to the headlines, we bring the headlines to you. We expect you to call us and tell us what you think. Also, remember that today is Monday. We're likely going to have Dr. Peter Anosike join us here to analyze some of these headlines with us this morning. We also are going to have some analysis by Rufai Oseni, who will be joining us right after I finish giving you what the headlines are this morning. Let's start with the Punch newspaper. AU condemns Zamfara killings, demands release of abducted women and children. Rigging, INEC regs risk 2-year jail term. The National Assembly has unveiled far-reaching reforms in the newly enacted Electoral Act 2026, including a 2-year jail term for any resident electoral commissioner who withholds vital electoral documents, and the creation of a dedicated fund to guarantee the financial autonomy of the Independent National Electoral Commission ahead of the 2027 general elections. NNPC, NUPRC fear financial squeeze after Tinubu's order. The new executive order is directing immediate reallocation of oil and gas revenues to the Federation account for onward distribution among the 3 tiers of government. So NNPC and NUPRC are fearing financial squeeze. FCT poll, PDP drags APC to court after 5 council sweep. We saw what happened on Saturday in Abuja. We've seen some result sheets and some abracadabra being done. We've seen mutilations, we've seen voting even above the number of registered voters. We've seen so many other things, but all these are on the social media. Now that the case is in court, let's see what the outcome will be, and let's see how much more revelations will come out of it. But PDP, APC, under the same wiki, is that not just the same party winning? Okay. Let's move to the Vanguard newspaper. 2027 polls APC, 4 parties ready, 16 others in candidates crisis. A peek into that story says the release of the timetable for the February 2027 general elections by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) may have caught most of the registered political parties in the country unprepared for the conduct. They have a tough nut to crack to make up for lost ground. So take up that story and find out what political parties are ready. Since there are just 4 that are ready, 16 others are facing candidates crisis. Raw materials export soars despite push for local processing. 82 months of unremitted pension deductions heighten tension in electricity sector. Relief for pensioners as Pencom unveils online recapture portal. Let's hope that this will make our pensioners not suffer the way they're suffering right now. Tinubu is re-engineering Nigeria for tomorrow's prosperity. That's according to Senator Obani Koro. Then we move to the Daily Trust newspaper. 2025 budget, capital without cash. Electoral Act raises presidential campaign expenses to 10 billion naira. That's interesting. The more cash you have, more reach. The wider the reach, the more votes. So any party that doesn't have that much money, well, we leave them into the hands of God. Bandits to Kebbi community, pay us 100 million naira or we attack you. So they've written a letter to the Kebbi community demanding 100 million naira or they're coming to attack them. This is even when we have the troops from America joining our troops. We have weapons from America and other countries who are saying they're going to support us. The bandits are even getting more brazen than before. On the Sun newspaper, the leading headline is APC convention. Party may settle for consensus arrangement. That's according to the national chairman. So it was direct primaries that was recommended in the electoral law, but there's also room for consensus candidate. And who chooses the consensus candidate? Is it the party members or what in Nigeria we call stakeholders? Because stakeholders here, we refer to those people at the top of the rungs of the ladder. Otherwise, stakeholders should be everybody, anybody who is concerned about it, who is a part of it. So who chooses the consensus candidate? Will it be those who wanted to contest and will just decide to give up their positions? Will it be the party hierarchy? Will it still be party agents or delegates chosen from all over? So where is the place of direct primary if we are talking consensus? Consensus according to who? FCT polls low voter turnout demanding verdict on democracy under Tinubu. That's Tiku. Let's quickly rush to the Daily Post newspaper, which leads with Akume versus Aliyah. Benue APC crisis deepens as party gets dual ward structure. The governor on the one hand, the secretary to the federation on the other hand. Who controls the structure? Are we about to see the Rivers saga come in here? Or will it be a different case? FCT Council polls EFCC arrest 20 for alleged electoral fraud. On the Nation newspaper, APC victory in FCT reverse Kanu a referendum on Tinubu's government. That's what the APC is saying. Remember that they declared nearly all the local governments in Abuja. I think they had 5. The only other one was won by PDP. And Wike is saying the poll outcome has shown ruling party real opposition. All right. Eventually, there was just 15% voter turnout and they're saying it's an improvement on previous polls, as according to INEC. 15% voter turnout. We're applauding it. Interesting. There's something wrong somewhere. Okay, let's just stop there so far. Let's join Rufai Hussaini. Whatever else that we need to bring to you again will be after that. So Rufai is joining us now. Good morning and welcome, Rufai.
All right, at least we have all seen the shenanigans they call elections. We have all seen how they were changing election results, manipulation at the coalition center, and doing all sorts. We also have Minister Wiki said he had the right to be going around after he declared a curfew. We all saw him on camera when he said, "Don't worry, do your own, we do the rest." That statement till today, we don't know what he meant by that. We all saw the shenanigan that he did and he displayed. We are not oblivious of their character traits and what they did in the last election. We all saw these things. We all know them. And we are not oblivious. We keep speaking the truth. We keep saying things the way they are. We keep holding government accountable. We keep asking the due questions. We keep calling out INEC and asking INEC, what you did in Abuja, would you call that elections? We also vote buying at a high rate. We also election manipulation at a high rate. That election will give INEC a very big failure mark. So if this is what they did in the Abuja election, it's a precursor to definitely what they are going to do in the next election cycle. So we are not oblivious of the activities. We just want to say that we saw it all. Plus those that change results, manipulate results and all of that. We saw it. Plus those that tried as much as possible to gain advantage because they have power. We saw it. We saw the Abuja results. And I'm sure some people will be celebrating. So the question is for those that are claiming that they have won. What did they win? Know? What is it that is worth celebrating in what has happened? So we'll see how all of this will pan out. Anyway, APC dominated the Rivers and Kano by-elections. Another election in the election cycle. We'll see. We'll see what will become of the results. 28 students expelled from Uni of Abuja over exam malpractices. Family seek justice for vigilante shot dead by colleague. LG Congresses apparently predict victory in Esin Udin LGA for Tinubu and Eno. So Senate President has apparently predicted a landslide for the ruling APC for President Bola Tinubu and Esin Udin local government area of Akwa Ibom. Speaking shortly after the emergence of the local council through consensus, Akpabio, who congratulated the party for winning a second term for the APC in the local government area for President Tinubu and Governor Eno, charged the newly elected party officials to continue to work for the party. In some other areas, it was not that smooth sailing. In fact, there were gun attempts on Ibori's daughter's life. She was almost killed in this gun attempt against her. So we keep looking. We keep seeing how the election process went. And we keep holding those that we need to hold accountable. FCT polls, PDP raised Guagalada victory head to court over results. So the People's Democratic Party has reacted to the outcome of FCT area council election, congratulating the successful candidate while announcing the inauguration of a legal team to challenge the conduct of the polls. In Emabong, the PDP described this as being marred by intimidation, voter separation, and what he called executive interference. These are part of the things that transpired in the election process. Executive interference. If you understand the meaning of that word, executive interference, that word is very pregnant. Tinubu congratulates winners of FCT, Kano, and Rivers election. Hails Wike's leadership. I'm sorry, which leadership? Is it the leadership that made the FCT minister going around polling units? Was that supposed to be done in an election? According to the statement by Baron Onuga, INEC conducted elections in 6 local governments, as well as elections in Aoda East, Kana, and state constituency of Rivers, Ogongo constituency in Kano. The polls involved chairmanship, councillorship across the FCT area, including Abuja, Buhari, Gwagwalada, Kuje, Kwali, and Abaji. And INEC declaration so far show that all progressive Congress won in Abaji, Kwali,
you are specially welcome to show this happened. My name is...
So, while the PDP secured victory in Gwagwalada, in by-elections, APC recorded victories in both river states. Tinubu urged winners to show humility, patriotism, and dedication. Patriotism and dedication in an election cycle where people were not given the right of expression, where people were impeded by curfew, and in an election where vote buying heralded the other things. Tinubu further congratulated the APC national leadership as well as Kano and Rivers State leadership. So let's keep congratulating ourselves for shambolic elections held. We are not going to stop speaking the truth and speaking truth to power. Voter apathy mars FCT council polls. How are we going to get people to come out to vote when there was a curfew imposed? And Wike was saying he got the order from the president to be able to impose a curfew. So if we restrict movements, then how are people going to move around? There was a very low turnout in most LG areas in the elections. The question is, people are still going to call these ones elections? As at the time of filing report, in some areas, I think in units around Kwali, PDP over 2,000, APC over 2,700, ADC 180 votes across polling units in Kwali local government area. Kuje APC was leading, followed by the PDP, APGA, ADC, and the likes. Gwagwalada showed that PDP had over 2,000 votes, APC had over 17, while ADC 115 votes. So while they congratulate themselves on the success of the elections, one wonders, what kind of elections are we having? INEC has said if you review Electoral Act in order to comply with the law as regards scheduling for 2027 elections, Chief Press Secretary Oketola, an advisor to INEC Chairman Amukuta, said that there will be a revised timetable, and he said he's not sure of the specific date, insisting of the release, insisting that INEC will abide by the laws of the land as regards releasing that. So we are waiting. We'll see how all of this will pan out. We keep hoping. Results coalition still going on. APC wins Buhari, and we're still having some results coming. But the process in general was shambolic, to say the least. Low voter turnout, massive rigging, vote buying, massive electoral manipulation. That's what is around the election. Tinubu's executive order cured some defects in the PIA. This is what Waziri Adio is saying, but more can be done. The defect he's talking about is the fact that they are now saying most of the money should go to federation accounts, as regards the money going to NNPC before. But more has to be done. Sons of deceased lawmakers elected to Kano Assembly as APC win by elections. Daniel Nuhu wins Kwali, APC secured third FCT council chairmanship. APC candidate also win in Buhari 1 week after Supreme Court victory. PDP wins in Guagalada. My petition against Obono Obla was about defamation, not just about certificate forgery. So this conversation is going on as regards the arrest of Obono Obla, presidential aide, and the lawmaker that said his petition against him. He said Cyril Omini, a member representing Yakor constituency in Cross River State, has come out to say that his petition against Obono Obla was not solely about certificate forgery. He said it was about defamation and malicious allegations against him. Hence, this led to the arrest of Obono Obla. Trump is breaking the law in America after the Supreme Court had ruled that the tariffs were illegal. He now imposed another 15% tariff across board. When he imposed this tariff across board, anyway, this tariff can last for over 100 days before it is also pulled down. Direct interference, ADC fought wicked presence at the polling units during FCT council polls. We all fought his presence. And PDP blames that People Electoral Act for voter apathy in FCT polls. One, Nigeria should adopt integrate model for rural family planning. This is some stories making rounds today.
Thank you very much, Rufai, for your thoughts this morning. Still the front page review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're expecting Dr. Anosike to join us shortly. While we wait for him, we will just take some messages that came in the course of Rufai's talking to us. Let's start with this one, which says, good morning, VOP family. APC winning 5 out of 6 chairmanship seats in Abuja Council election on Saturday. To me, there's no problem. The question is, in our electoral law, does minister have the right to monitor election by going round from polling unit to polling unit on election day, shaking hands with security agencies on duty, with INEC officials on duty as Wike, the FCT minister, did on Saturday during FCT council polls? Benjamin from Shogunle. Good morning, Yamgula Gaji. Good morning, VOP members. Please, I want to ask some bitter questions to all our religious leaders in Nigeria and in the world generally. Does God really exist in our lives? In the Bible, we were taught that after all creations, at last God made human beings, male and female, in his own image and likeness, and put his breath in us in Genesis 1:26 to 27. Does God make himself to come back and kill himself? If what we read in the Bible is true, my question is based on the killings all over the world. Even when you go to prayer house, killings or church, to pray, you will be killed there in front of God. Can God create himself and destroy himself? People that are killing humans, who made them? Are they from the same God's image? Why are we mortal, created from the immortal God? Do the rich know where they come from? After all the happenings, they tell you to go and pray to the same God that you have killed. somebody will kill and say God is great. Now, wow, village man from Idimu. Let us call a spade a spade. The FCT government, local government election has given us a glimpse of what Nigerians should be expecting in 2027 general elections, where there would be massive vote buying. We would encounter voters' apathy, which I feel needs serious sensitization in order to discourage voters' apathy. And we'll also see a situation where electoral materials will arrive late at areas that are greatly dominated by the opposition parties. We would also experience a scenario where ministers, governors, senators, and members of the House of Representatives of the only ruling party will be moving around freely from one polling unit to another under massive security agencies in order to intimidate people in the opposition parties. If the police cannot stop Honorable Minister Nyesom Wike from moving about during the FCT local government election, I wonder who will stop the aforementioned set of politicians. It's glaring that INEC rules and regulations exclude the ruling party, the APC. No wonder who will stop the no wonder INEC INEC could not stop or do anything to the ruling party that have indirectly started to campaign. Can Nigerians trust INEC of conducting a free, fair and credible election in 2027 general elections? In my own view, I feel it's better to mandate INEC not to waste almost 1 trillion naira of taxpayers' money to conduct an election that is dead on arrival. Wow, God bless Nigeria. Temitope Onatoye from Ijegamo community. Well, we'll talk about that later. We're being joined by Dr. Peter Anosike here in the house. Good morning and welcome to the program, Doctor.
Good morning.
Well, let's start from Saturday, the election in the FCT. Well, how do you rate it?
It was a show of shame. Understand? That cannot be described as an election. It was a brigandage. That's from the ruling party. So what happened on Saturday was a show of shame. It was a disgrace to Nigeria's democracy. What happened on Saturday was a disgrace to Nigeria's democracy. It was worse than military government.
How do you mean it was worse?
You saw it, and the video is everywhere. Was there any election in Abuja? Or the answer is none. Both INEC and the security, all of them were complicit. So when people we are saying that FCT election will be used as a litmus case for Amipota, I told them that is not true. Understand me? And when Amipota did otherwise, understand, and everybody saw what happened on Saturday. Understand me? Imagine where ADC is that was expected to win. INEC officials deliberately did not arrive there in good time. So what happened in Abuja is never an election.
Okay. As part of the reforms or the bid to make the electoral system better, the National Assembly unveiled, according to the report, far-reaching reforms in the newly enacted Electoral Act 2026, including a 2-year jail term for any president or resident electoral commissioner who withholds vital electoral documents, and the creation of a dedicated fund to guarantee the financial autonomy of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Okay, all that. But if this is going to be a crime that will attract 2-year jail term, the actions of Wike, for instance, how would you call that one? They talk about jailing people who do vote buying. So we didn't see him exchange money and all that. But is it that the law has a fault somewhere?
Is he supposed to be moving up and down? Understand? Is Wike an election supervisor?
The question is, what does the law say about it? Because it could claim that he is the superintendent of.
There's nothing like superintendent in any election. If there is, it means that governors should also be moving around in their states. But do you see that? You just go to your polling unit, vote, and go back to your house. Was it what Nelson Wike did on Saturday? He was moving about as if he was made the supervisor of the election, intimidating people, harassing people. So what happened on Saturday was a very big show of shame. It was a disgrace to Nigeria democracy.
Who should prosecute him if he should be prosecuted?
Everybody is in his pocket. All the institutions are in his pocket. So as we speak, APC members are above the law. Not just the law. They are above the constitution.
But this surprises me. Wike in quote belongs to the PDP. And then yesterday it was the APC that won. PDP got one council and they are heading to court. Doesn't it look like
they shouldn't go to court? It's just
but who are they?
It's just a waste of their energy, time, and resources. You don't go to court when the judiciary has become complicit, compromised, corrupt. So that's why I like what Dino did after the Kogi election. He said that going that to court will be wasting of his money and time. What happened? SDP went, mind you, the Kogi election that brought Ododo into power was inconclusive. You know that.
Yeah.
But what happened? That's at the end of the day. SDP went to court. They wasted their time and their resources. So PDP,
no, my
and I have sympathy with PDP, but just that's for the sake of the books, they should not go to court because there's no court of justice in Nigeria.
Are they really going to court? That's my question. Are they really going to court to prosecute who? To against who? Because if PDP won, it means it is the PDP that is controlled by the same Wike that we're talking about, which was recognized by INEC. So now a Wike's PDP has won and is going to court to against the Wike, the same Wike that is campaigning for APC. I don't even know. Is that not the same party?
All just things. They are just they think that Nigerians are stupid. They think that Nigerians are foolish. Understand? That thing was just given to the PDP person as if to say there's a competition. There was no competition. Everything was arranged.
And it had to be PDP.
Everything was arranged. Tomorrow, the guy will defect to APC.
So does it tell us that 2027 there's no hope for us, or what do you think can still be done?
There's hope.
Okay.
A council election is different from a national election.
Okay.
A council election is very different from a national election.
But if we have evidences of mutilations and so many other things that were done and nothing comes out of it, what gives us the confidence that in 2027, if these things are done, something will come out of it?
2027 is going to be a very different election.
Okay. Okay, now let's go to another matter. The campaign funding fund has been raised to 10 billion naira. What do you think about that?
It doesn't make sense because there's no accountability in the country. Nobody monitors the expenses. Understand me? Nobody monitors the expenses. INEC is not even regulating the funding. One, when a political party decides their expression of interest form should be 100 million. That's where it all starts. Understand? When you just buying expression of interest form for 100 million, that's where the corruption starts. That's where those who have the capacity to deliver but don't have money are being pushed out. Understand me? So if you buy a expression of interest form for 100 million, what are you going to use to campaign? Which means for you to run for an office in Nigeria, you have to be a multi-billionaire. So for me, those things doesn't, it's just for the books. It is just for the books. For you that I have done the research myself, understand me? For you that to run for House of Reps in we have A states, we have B states, and we have C states. Understand? For you to run for a federal House of Election in an A state, you need a minimum of 5 billion. That's National Assembly. That's Federal House of Representatives.
5 billion.
You need a minimum of 5 billion to run for an election in an A state. Understand me? So that's why youths are being pushed out of all these elections, because they don't have the resources.
Okay. There's this information that only 5 political parties are ready for 2027 as at now. And they gave the names as the APC, the PDP, the Labour Party, the NNPP, the Social Democratic Party. These are the parties that are ready for the election of 2020.
APC compiled that list. Understand me? APC compiled that list. And don't believe the lie of your enemy. Understand me? So PDP is ready for 2027. So Labour Party is ready for 2027. These are all APC parties. SDP is also, that's what I told you, it is APC that compiled that list. Maybe it was compiled in Nyesom Wike's office.
Well, they quoted INEC. The report quoted INEC.
Is there a difference between Nyesom Wike and INEC?
But if they have this list and they're talking about this, which means there may be problems within the other parties that they did not mention, maybe created by the party which brought out this list or something. So what can those parties do to safeguard in the 2027 election?
Excuse me, is PDP ready for 2027? How are they ready? Who is the national chairman of PDP as we speak?
INEC recognizes the faction that is led by Wike.
Or the faction that's led by Wike.
Mm-hmm.
So APC compiled that list. I don't believe in that list. And all those parties are departments of APC. PDP is a department of APC. Labour Party is a department of APC. SDP is a department of APC. Understand?
Okay, let's look at something else. NNPC rather, NUPRC fear financial squeeze after Tinubu's order. Remember the order to make sure all revenue goes to the federation account to be shared among the 3 tiers of government, and they say NNPC and NUPRC are jittery about it.
NNPC should be refunding the money that they wasted in this country. 2022-2023, NNPC gave a report that over 200 billion was spent as salaries. What is the staff strength of NNPC? We don't even know. Then how are they spending 200 billion on staff salaries under 1 year? They said that they spent 250 billion on turnaround maintenance. Understand me? And we cannot get a liter of fuel. What do? You return the money. Understand me? If I give you a job and you cannot execute it, you return my money, because money means commitment. I am going to do this. I am going to do this. So the far-reaching reforms that you said that the Senate did, understand, includes disenfranchising over 60% of Igbo voters.
How do you mean?
That's why they put they want the presidential election that to hold between the first and second week of January. Do you know what that means? If the election should hold first week and second week of January, the December, January is like a mass return for the Igbos. You are aware of that. And apart from Christmas, Igbos do most of their marriages, burials in January. Do you understand that? So if Igbos go for Christmas and New Year celebration, they will not be able to vote where they registered. People are not thinking. People are not thinking. So that's why they say Opeyemi Bamidele said that the nation should be brought back, because holding a nation in February affects Muslim participation. Isn't it? That's what Bamidele said. But since 1999, elections have been holding in February, and no Muslim association has complained. Why is it now that they are going to complain? Mind you, Ramadan is on now. Muslims still voted in Abuja.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So what will now be the different if the election goes in February? So this is just to reduce Igbo voters. They are afraid of what happened in 2023 in Lagos State and other states from happening.
Yeah, but it has not been decided whether it's going to be in January. It's still a suggestion now.
That's what they are going to do. That is what they are going to do. That my own is to enlighten other people. Understand? Let them know what these criminal elements have in their minds. When Bamidele made that statement, Muslims rejoiced that this man is speaking on their behalf, but they don't know what this guy has in mind. Understand me? Election holding first week and second week of January is basically to disenfranchise over 70% of the Igbos, because at that time they are still in their villages. First week, second week of January, Igbos are still in their villages, and this is when these people want to fix an election to reduce P2B's vote. That's the game. That is the game. Understand? But we still have almost 10 months to 2026. 2027. So let's keep on watching developments.
Yeah. So, but if they move the elections to January, apart from the fact that they are just disrupting a normal process that has been going on, according to yourself, from 1999, whoever is going to be disenfranchised by that date will have enough time to plan and decide either to go or not to go home.
Yes, that's why I said the other time, I said that in Things Fall Apart, Chinua Achebe wrote that the NDK or the bird said, since the hunter has learned how to shoot without missing, understand?
Yep.
He's going to learn how to
fly
without perching. Understand me? So let's keep on watching developments and the ojoro that they are doing in this country.
Okay, so let's go to security matters. Kebbi community, bandits are writing to them now and telling them to pay them 100 million or they will attack them. America has landed, the weapons have landed, and our president went to Turkey to also look for aid, and it seems as if the bandits are getting more brazen. Why is that?
Well, one, insecurity was used that to pull down the government of Jonathan in 2015. Understand? Insecurity, the abduction of the Chibok girls, understand, exposed Jonathan's government as being weak, understand, as being stupid, and many other killings, understand. So and this is what usually happen when an election is coming near. So even in most of the states in that's in the north, bandits are now determining what happens, who goes to work, who will not go. Understand me? So it is a shame, and I keep on saying it, that in every election in the world, it is security and the economy that determines whether a government will stay or not. And once a government fails in delivering on these two critical issues, anywhere in the world, that government is voted out. Anywhere in the world. Because the primary responsibility of any government is protection of life and property. Then the second, this security. Then the second is economy, that is the welfare of the people. So if a government cannot protect life and security, life and properties of the people, and cannot attend to their welfare, what is that government doing? But Nigeria appears to be operating in a different world, which is very, very shameful.
Okay, let's go back a little bit to the politics that we were talking. There's this report, 15% voter turnout and improvement on previous polls, says INEC. 15% voter turnout. Out of 100, 15% voter turnout. And INEC is just saying that it's an improvement and all that. Whose fault is it that we have this voter apathy as much as this?
Nyesom Wike is the reason of the voter apathy. When he begins to say that he would not support whoever is against, he will not allow whoever is against Tinubu to win, that he will not allow whoever is against Boname Tinubu to win. What does that message convey to you? When somebody says that he will not allow, which means your vote will not even matter, your vote will not even count. So that is a message of discouragement to people. Understand? Since the Alpha and Omega of Abuja has said that he will not allow whoever is against Tinubu to win, which means the election is not going to be free and fair. That's simply what it means. Understand? That is simply what it means. And for INEC, so if their children score 15% in an exam, it's good for them. If 15% is that's a turnout, understand? That we are supposed that the population of Abuja should be about 1.6 million. That's registered voters, and out of it, you have just 15%. Understand? And they are saying that it is an improvement. It is an improvement. Presidential election of 2023 was 28%. Understand? 28% electing who will rule over who will rule over 72%.
But this shows that not only in the FCT election, generally in Nigeria, the voter apathy is really, really high. Where are we getting it wrong that people don't want to go and vote? It can't be only Nyesom Wike. Nyesom Wike can have the responsible for the FCT. But what about Nigeria generally?
You said what happened in Abuja. I told you the reason for the no turnout.
So what about the entire country? There's voter apathy all the time.
One, because of they know that the INEC is not free. The judiciary is not free. When somebody is telling you boldly, go to court, we'll meet you in the court. Understand me? So he has told you, don't go and waste your time. And mind you, election is a whole day job. Accreditation begins by 9 a.m. Understand? You go and you queue up under the sun or the rain. After accreditation, voting starts. So the whole day is going to be wasted. And at the end of the day, if you feel that your vote will not count, you will say let you stay at home. Understand? Because they have already given that impression that you are going to waste your time, that your vote is not going to count. So this is the main reason for voter apathy in Nigeria.
Okay. Well, let's go back to your intellectual property. That's how I want to call it now. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your book or books, because at one time somebody challenged me, please tell me all the books of Dr. Anosike, so that I know the choice to make. I didn't know all of them.
Well, for me, as I'm sitting here, I have over 10 published books.
Okay.
I have over 10 published books. Understand? But in VUP office here, I just have 4. Understand me? Most of them are in Amazon.
Okay.
Most of my books are in Amazon. When they Google Peter Anosike, they will see my books. But here, what I have here, I have a book on politics. That's abuse of power, how democracy turned into tyranny of the few. And you can see that what happened in Abuja 2 days ago is not a democracy, but a tyranny. So I have abuse of power, how democracy turned into tyranny of the few. I have Dangote's 10 Commandments on money, lessons on how to make money from one of the world's richest men, which was declared as one of the best development books in the world by Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal is the biggest and highest circulating newspaper in the United States. So they rated the Dangote 10 Commandments on money as one of the best development books in the world. Understand? Then I also have a self-improvement book titled "How to Be the Best That You Can Be." That is all the ones here now.
Okay.
But there are still there's other books. But let me just focus on this. Understand? Okay. And whoever is interested should indicate interest by sending a message to 080-3577-9230.
Take it more slowly. Take it more slowly. I'll repeat after you. 080 35 77 92 30.
Yeah. So Dangote 10 Commandments on money was one-on-one interview with Dangote. Understand? When he became when he was mentioned as one of the world's richest men in 2008, I called him, excuse me, sir, what are those principles that have made you one of the world's richest men?
Yeah.
So he said I should come to his office. Understand? So when I get there, he told me that this is not what we can just do in a day. Understand? So we have to sit down. Whenever, he's a very busy person.
Yeah.
So whenever he is ready, we do interviews. Understand me? So after all the whole interview, I now have to put it. He told me everything from the beginning to the end, that how he started, how he was born to that 2008. So that's what formed the book. Understand me? And it was Dora Kunyindi that wrote the forward. Understand? And everybody know who Dora Kunyindi is, because whatever I'm doing, I make sure that I'm doing with credible people. I don't do things with politicians. I don't do things with the politician. 2014, I went to Okorocha. Rochas Okorocha was the governor of Imo State then. So, and he was doing what he was known as IMYES, Imo State Youth Empowerment Scheme. So I went to him and told him, excuse me, sir, giving these people, giving youth money without the intellectual capacity to back it up, they are going to misuse that money. This book will help them. As you are giving them money, also give them this book so that they will read and get knowledge and now invest that money wisely. So Okorocha read part of the book and said, Peter, your book makes interesting reading, but I cannot project the book of my rival. So Dangote is his rival. Understand me? But if it's him,
Dangote his rival.
that is what he told me. Understand me? That he cannot promote the book of his rival. I wonder how Dangote
Was it Dangote's book or your book?
No,
just because it was mentioned that
Dangote's 10 commandments on money. Understand me? So he cannot promote the book of his rival. But if it is him that I have written, he will have promoted it all over the world. Understand me? So I now told myself, imagine I writing about Okorocha and with all this thing that he did in Imo State. I don't want to bring a bad name to my children. That time, because they will say, your father is one of these people.
You should have written about his statues.
As a what?
Statues. He had a lot of statues in.
So that's what I chose Dora Kunyindi that to write on the forward of the book.
Okay.
So then my 100 years of amalgamation, Igbo What Hope in Nigeria, I use Chukwuemeka Esife, former governor of Anambra State, a man of integrity. Understand me? The only former governor who doesn't go with police escorts, because he knew that he did not offend anybody. So that's the kind of people that I always use to do my thing, because I always care about the future. When you are not there, what people will be saying about you. So those who want any of my book should send message to 080 35 77 9230
9230.
and each of them is just 5,000 naira.
Okay.
Very pocket friendly.
Yes, it is very pocket friendly. In the days of trials and tribulation,
Yeah.
very pocket friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, just before I let you go, let me ask you one question. APC is thinking about consensus candidate. If you have consensus candidate on one hand, and then you're talking about the electoral reforms recommended direct primaries instead of indirect primaries. So how will that work?
No, or they are going to have a consensus candidate. Even if you drink all the beer in Guinness or Nigeria distant breweries, you cannot come out and say that you are going to contest against Jagaban. Understand me? You cannot say that you are coming there to contest against him. Understand? So just EFCC will just con you. Understand? Do you understand that? So, but in order that to give impression that they are doing something, they can just tell one or two people buy ticket. Understand me? They will just tell one or two people buy ticket on getting there. They already know that most of the states have endorsed him as their presidential candidate. Even if you remember what Obasa Mudashiru Obasa did to somebody from Ebe who wanted that to contest against him as the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly.
Yeah.
The Ebe guy has been in Lagos State House of Assembly for 4 terms.
Yeah.
But for daring to contest against Obasa, understand, he was removed from all the committees, made an ordinary member. For just coming up to contest against Obasa during the 2023 Lagos State speakership election. Understand? So if that can happen, if Obasa can do that to somebody who is a negotian, you know, Obasa is from Ogun State.
Yeah.
But this guy is from Ebe. He had been in Lagos State House of Assembly for 4 terms. But coming up that to contest, Obasa has to remove him from all the committees and made him an ordinary member of the House. So with that, what will give you courage that you are going to stand against Tinubu? No, it will not happen.
Okay, well, this is the much we can go with you. Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, we're opening the lines now to you, or for you to call. The number is 080 6929933. 0803 6929993 or 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. We also have for WhatsApp 081 71 75 6338 081 71 75 6338. Call us now. Let's hear you talk. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, I'm cold.
Yeah. What's your name?
Patrick is calling from Okota.
Patrick, thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
All right. The only thing I want to say here now is that Nigerians should brace up for next year. We should brace up for the worst. Because they have always used this language of light at the end of the tunnel, light at the end of the tunnel. I don't think our own tunnel has a light at the end. If we don't prepare very well, we are going to meet darkness there at the end of the tunnel. So we have to be ready, and I'm going to call on the opposition parties to quickly begin to do mobilization and enlightenment. I would have wished even PDP should join ABC, because if we don't do that, then there is no hope at all, because this man has almost conquered the country. Even when we are seeing that there is no good result coming from him, yet he's still preaching that he's doing very well, telling us fake report, the country is preparing to be, the result is going to be that, We are not going to see anything good in this man. This man has to be removed by 2027. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my name is Chuba.
Okay, go right ahead.
Why yes, some people they talk like saying be God? We Africa they play politics, maybe the way others they play. Hope is when no be God, they talk saying so part when they belong to no part. I don't know the part where yes we can belong. Is it APC or PDP? This way they do now. If another place they try when you know their power, how you go feel? Because they give our apartment for Abuja. That's why it is, and they jolly they go. Make it continue, nothing lasts forever. So they speak that you know people mind. Now you won't vote for people. Because a lot of people don't try for INEC. That's why they talk this. They call for INEC. Even president dey also cannot trust you say he go win. But end of day, there is one bribe people, bribe INEC. If not, get free election, trade election. Man, no dey just win that SCT wey dey talk say APC. Make it continue. Bye, sir.
Thank you very much. It not be God. Now, Minister IMB, not be God. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my brother. Good morning.
Good morning. To you.
Yeah. My name is Innocent. I'm coming from Amward of your state. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, please, I want to say, the issue why Northerners are afraid of SAT working together. You see, no matter this game is not favoring the whole Nigeria. Wike and Tinubu working together. Did you see how far it's going? So imagine when the Southeast join together. So Northerners may be servant to the Nigerians. So that's why they always make sure that we South did not work together. That is okay. So another game is this. When people are advising people get your voters card, fight, I tell them that is not as you think. Anybody that talking like that, because I'm a former APC, I know how APC operates. So they are always they are supporting APC. Anybody that says go and fight, take your position, drag, if they know that you cannot do nothing, they just want you to bring you to the board, so that whenever the case want to come out, they say that election have been maybe contested, a winner a match. That's what the court will say. But if you do not contest with these people, nobody will say a winner a match. APC will be ashamed of themselves, trying to call somebody to come up. Because if you are going to fight these people, they want you to attend, they will now win you. But if you do not attend, the world will look at us. The Nigerian media will look at them. Themselves will be ashamed of themselves. They will somehow shape up. But when you say people go and get their this thing.
How many politicians have that kind of shame you're talking about?
Don't worry, do this for once. You get them arrested. I am former there. I know what to do, always talk to. But if you think that you want to go and contest with Wike and the Ahmed, my brother can go. Let's see how you go 2027. But if you put them silent, put them dormant, they will change their style and they accommodate more people. So that's the only way we can defeat them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm just remembering what Dr. Anosike said, that the 5 political parties they say are ready for 2027 are just appendages of APC. They are just extensions of APC. So if the other parties that are not extensions of APC decide to boycott the elections, and these 5 political parties field candidates and people go out to the polls, and some of us who are not very happy with what is happening, we stay at home because we want to boycott the elections, there will still be an election, they will still win, and they will still have no shame, because this one will even be easier. Nobody to fight them, nobody to make sure that the results are transmitted, nobody to say anything. They will have 0 votes everywhere, 0 everywhere, and just say, okay, it was a landslide victory. Instead of feeling that shame, they will be clapping for themselves and calling it landslide victory. I don't want that in my country. I'm not sure anybody should want that. Let everybody see this thing to the end and see that we are cheated and accept it if we want to accept it. If we don't want to accept it, we will know what to do. But everybody should get their PVCs and vote. The voter apathy may be one of the styles that they want to use and keep us at home and go do what they want to do. Let's not give them that excuse. Dr. Anosike has said that council elections and national elections are different things. So let's not get discouraged. That's the message this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Young.
What's your name?
Sadebe, calling from Okadore.
Oh, Sadebe, go right ahead. Or sing for us if you want. Anytime we hear Sadebe.
What I want the present government, Tinubu and Wike-led government to know, they are trying to destroy the democracy in Nigeria. And I want them to be reminded that if this democracy collapse, they are the one that makes it to collapse, because the leg they are bringing now, all these plans, all this manipulation and intimidation they are bringing in this story politics, this is no more democracy. And at the end of the day, all these things we are doing now will end up collapsing democracy in Nigeria, for sure. And it will take democratic collapse, it will collapse with their lives and their family life, because people fought for this democracy. People like Abiola that sacrificed their lives, their wives and their properties to make sure that this democracy works. And today, Tinubu and co want to collapse this democracy, because if they think that they will sideline, maybe intimidate every other people and be the god of Nigeria, it will not. It doesn't work like that. It will not work like that in Nigeria. It can work like that in Cameroon or in Gabon, but that cannot work in Nigeria. So let them be reminded, Wike and Tinubu should be reminded that Nigeria is not Benin and Nigeria is not Cameroon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Emeka from Ogun State.
Emeka, go ahead.
I want to say, with the election that happened in Abuja on Saturday, I think we can see the picture of what is about to happen on 2027.
If we allow it.
So, they put coffee in Abuja and they want people to go out and vote. Now, number two, what Dr. Mosike says, that they're putting the election in January is to affect Igbos, because most Igbo businessmen always travel January 1st week. Now, where would they be to be voting? So in other words, they are doing it so that to affect will be just as Onosike said. Number two. Number three, I want to let us know that you see these people, you cannot take this power away from them with a gentle manner. They came into the office with violence, and the opposition supposed to come up with violence, and the masses will join them. Without that, there is no way we can take it. They have already concluded the election of 2027, and now they will ask to go to court in the one of Abuja. And they will go to court. Who are those in the courts? Now, the annex chairman that they voted there. So, what do you think that one we didn't do? Yes, sir, you have to do the work of his master. So, and those in the court, also they are waiting for them to come to the courts. They will have to do the work of the master. So let the opposition wake up with violence. And let the master of Nigeria join them in violence. That is the only way we can get this country.
I don't think we should be preaching violence here. Maybe you mean something else, but I'm not sure we should be preaching violence. Even if we use the word revolution can mean a lot of things, but to use expressly violence, we don't encourage violence here. If they use violence to come and we use violence to kick them out, then we are the same as them. We should do the right. We will know how to cross it. But for now, there is only one thing we can do, and that is to be ready for 2027. If we use Abuja as an example of what might happen in 2027, then we know how to prepare for 2027. As simple as that. If you know that a thief is coming into your house on a particular day, then you know how to prepare to wait for the thief. Is it that you run away, or you stay fortified? When the thief comes, you meet the thief the way he comes. As simple as that. So it's a good thing that we've seen what happened in Abuja. If it is going to happen in 2027, then we should be ready for 2027 and take it from there. Let me take this message from Mazi Ugochukwu, aka Elder General from Isheroshun. What happened on Saturday in council election in some parts of the country made us to know that our leaders are not ready for electoral reform. If this thing happens in 2027 election, there's going to be national unrest in this country. Wike should be cautioned now before it is late. Please free Mazi Namdi Kalu. Stevie Kello from Maryland is saying APC congratulates itself for winning all elections. Interesting. What a little money cannot do, more money will do it effortlessly. May God bless Nigeria. Stevie Kelu sent this in. Happy new working week to you all in the studio. It seems that you no longer read out my messages. No, that's not the case. Maybe you send it at a time that before we get to your own, the time is gone. Anyway, let me talk on Amak Abuja Area Council with the BAT, Wike, Akpabio, and INEC, which they used as a testing ground to perfect their 2027 rigging arrangement that necessitated the quickest signing into law in the world today, the electoral law of Nigeria. You see, in partnership businesses, contributions, investments that make up the capital of the businesses are never always equal and same in form. A partner can contribute money while the other contributes ideas and influences, etc. Likewise, it is in political parties and political upliftment. In the Abuja 21st February election concerning the ADC, Atiku, Obi, Amechi, and others made us understand they were ready to take over power from APC from 2027, and this is very possible with the caliber of aspirants involved. But do you know why the Wike and APC manipulated the election? It is not because of voters' apathy, but because of the sudden changes in the voters' known voting centers in places far from their residence a day, night to the election day. Secondly, the big shots in ADC are really not united in good faith, but working against themselves to undo each other. They do not want to utilize the potential they have to ensure victory at the polls. For instance, Peter Obi used his own potential of mass movement and mobilization to sensitize voters on consciousness effectively before the elections, but Atiku failed to use his huge financial and northern influence to support what Peter Obi did. Amechi also failed to utilize his own wealth and radical influence as a pirate member with Soyinka to mobilize radicals to challenge any manipulation on that day of the election, and even to challenge the inspection of polls physically by FCT minister as if he is the INEC chairman or official that contributed to the manipulations. And your message is quite long, but thank you, Ken from Lagos. This is your message. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. God bless you for the work you are doing.
Thank you very much.
My dear. See, I'm grandma speaking from Ayobo.
Grandma, go on.
My dear, you people are really trying. You know what I suggest, my dear? Please, this is my having with 73 years, and I have never experienced such experience now in Nigeria.
Wow.
So, my dear, I will suggest that there is nothing God cannot do. Let that 2027 election, let everybody, let us leave it for them. Nobody should contest with them. When the convention, ADC, let us leave it to APC. Nobody should let us just leave them. Anywhere they come out, let's have everything to go. Because this person is too much. Yeah, that is my suggestion. According to the last either 50 cats, yeah, 50 cats. You suggested that yes, I'm supporting you by the idea. Let's proceed everything to APC and leave it for God. That's what God can do. Yeah? That is my suggestion. God bless you. And bless your that's your patient.
God bless you, Grandma.
My dear.
God bless you, Grandma. Okay. This message is saying, good morning, Yamgul. Going to court when this APC government is in the picture is a total waste of time and resources. What happened in Abuja over the weekend is not worth celebrating, but should be a big eye-opener for the opposition. And for the bandits and terrorists in Nigeria, I will continue to say it, that we are pampering these criminals. It is very clear that the government is not yet ready, and when they are ready to do something, these criminals will become a story. Have a blessed new week, my good friend Yamgul, from His Royal Highness B.C. Nwoko in Oshodi. Thank you very much, B.C. Nwoko, for your message. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you're hearing me, but I'm not hearing you. Let me just contribute. My name is Amichi, calling you from Sangota. Please, I supported what Grandma said. And again,
Suggestions are coming in, but my question, like I asked earlier, is that don't you know that a lot of these parties are sponsored by the very ones that you say you want to boycott their election? There will be like 10 parties contesting on that day. If the parties that feel they are aggrieved boycott the election, there will still be 10 parties contesting, and then one party will still win, or so many other parties will win as well, and then after everything they will now come back to one party. Everybody will decamp to one party, and then we have been hoodwinked again. So I'm not really sure boycotting will serve the purpose at all. But well, that's just me thinking, and it's good that people are suggesting ways. Maybe more ways will come to make sure that in 2027 we get things right. Good morning, Yamgul. This issue of shortfall in cash releases to the various MDAs shows the government is not honest with the Nigerian people concerning revenue figures. In one breath, the president says they have exceeded their target, and the finance man will come out to openly repudiate the claim. Yamgul, we need to probe this anomaly. Please, where you see the money? Where are the loans? Okay. And this government must change before it becomes too late for them. Osadebe Nwaje from Shasha. Thank you, Sadebe, for your message. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Morning, Nyambo.
Yes.
My name is Robert. I don't know. I can't hear you, but I believe you are listening to me. When I saw that election in Abuja on Saturday, my spirit went down. I must not deceive you, my brother. I don't think free and fair election can be conducted under this new INEC chairman. I am telling you. Even this government, let me put it, look at the statement we came made, and nobody can call him to order. Then we just a test run of what will happen in 2027. You understand? Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Yangu.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
I don't call tire. I want to give up like I want to give up for Nigeria. Yangu, my name is Raf. I'm coming from Satellite now.
Raf, go ahead.
You don't think Grandma talk? Two people don't talk that thing. That's what I wanted to contribute at the first time. Let opposition forget about so many may tell me there's not like sentiment, emotions in politics. Forget about it. It's instead of people to laugh me, let them run the road where I take run away. Let opposition stand out and boycott the election openly, especially P2B should stand out and say that he cannot stand and watch this abnormality going on, that he don't qualify to be here. So he should have to step back for now. There's no need of wasting money. There's no need of opposition wasting money, campaigning for whatever. You can see what is going on now. What I'm going to fatigue is telling me that he's no longer really interested like he was to you, like he used to. His body member is telling me that. They're trying to draw back because they don't address P2B somehow as ADC candidates. Honestly, the politics, P2B, I think is gradually pulling back. And nobody will see this one or see it. That's why I don't say language, nobody will vote him out because vote doesn't count. Nobody will remove him. At least the vote didn't bring anybody there. Nobody will remove him. They know how to manipulate it. Nobody should be going anywhere in this administration. Let them stand out and by court. Let the whole world see that. Let it be the history. You are not participating.
Thank you very much. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's reconnect at 10:30. Now we have to take a break, and we'll be back at that time.
I greet una, my people.